But anyway, GG's Whitfield on the sorry chew.
Sorry chew, yeah.
Oh, what happened?
My thanks to Paul, Barside 2, who very well may be in the chat.
He said he might be. I think it's a travel day for him. But yeah, he was sending us raids because he was in India for the Diwali event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I didn't get the shiny sorry chew, but some jammy goit did.
Oh, I bet Francesco's over the moon, isn't he? He must be.
I don't know if Francesco got one. I know Whitfield did.
I didn't know Whitfield got. Has Whitfield got one? Has he? Did he post?
I bet Francesco's like, I'm very pleasant.
He was right next to me. His first reaction was, "You got to pay the dinner." Yes, I do owe Barside at least a drink. For that one.
He just sent you it. It wasn't him that made it shiny, Milo. That's the RNG goodness
No,
of the game.
I'm firmly believing it is because of Paul. In fact, it's named Barside 2 as my buddy.
Paul sent me like quite a few raids for it, and none of them shone.
Just got lucky. Pikachu was like, hell yeah.
Pikachu with another costume.
But this is a proper nice exclusive one.
It's like a proper,
it is, Milo. I get it. And when the game is still here in 30 years' time, you've still got access to it. It'll be something to show off.
It'll be just me
to all your people.
and my sorry Pikachu.
Yeah, I do fear for that day, Ian, when that comes to you, when they pull the plug and all that stuff just disappears. And it just
I'm in denial. I'm not even thinking about that day yet because
Not the sorry chew.
we're in a pretty good place with the game at the moment. So I think let's just ride the wave.
The wave's massive at the moment because obviously, Dynamax, Gigantamax, that's going to give us at least 40 years worth of content.
I was going to say spoilers. Let's not get into that in the opening.
So anyway, talking about up north and all that, right? So Ian, we regard you as up north, right? And
anything outside the M25 for you is up north. Yeah, I get that.
Up north. Well, I know a couple of people that are going to be well and truly up north at the moment. They'll be travelling up there now, actually, as they listen to the show.
To the Midlands.
North of the Midlands, Ian. North of the Midlands.
God. I mean, the actual north, then.
Actually, it's north. You're like not north, and they're going north. So
Ian is the north-south divide.
Technically, yeah, the Midlands. That's what it's called. Middle lands.
Are you the middle of the Midlands?
Middle land. I like that, Ian. Middle land. Yeah, but they're going to be travelling up in a different status actually to what they were before the weekend started. So. Baz, as you all know, Bovril Baz, Bovril Barry.
Bovril Barry.
Bovril Barry.
Well, Bovril Barry will be travelling with his wife, Cress. They're getting married, or they're married now. So congratulations.
Yes, happy congratulations.
So it's Bovril and bread, did you say?
Bovril and bread, that's the one. But yeah,
Mr. and Mrs. Bovril.
So Baz and Cress, congratulations. Enjoy your mini moon, micro moon, major moon. I don't know what moon it is actually. It's not the honeymoon, no, that's coming. But they're on their way up to York, and that is proper north.
York's in the north, yeah. Yeah, York is in the north.
Go to the Nordvik Viking Centre. That's
the thing is, for you Southerners, everything's north, so...
Oh yeah, Swindon's north for me.
On this week's show, Milo is, as usual, smug. Mark is feeling snug. And I'm also a little bit smug as well. Welcome back to episode 196 of the Incensed podcast. Boys, we're inching ever so closer to that magical 200. I'm in Woodfall, and with me this week we have Masterful27 and Pogo Milo UK. How's it going?
Bingo bongo!
You're feeling snug, aren't you, Mark? You're not smug, you're snug.
Am I snug? Why am I snug? I'm really
Why can't he be both?
Well, he told earlier he's quite snug.
Snug in his shed.
I'm snug in my shed.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm snug. I should have put a jumper on, actually. I've got the heating on a bit too warm. And
so I can't help looking at your shed and just think it looks like a sauna today.
It feels like a sauna.
It's not on fire.
It feels
That's
like a
good thing.
No.
I just imagine this. He gets to the thing and pulls it on the hot coals.
Yeah, wait for it.
Can we edit that in, Milo? I'm talking to myself in the future.
If Milo doesn't edit it in, it will be in when this goes live.
Editors, do your thing.
Editors, unite!
Unite, assemble.
Assemble.
But yes, no, it was mentioned in the cold open. I have a very big, lovely Swedish reason of being smug right now.
I thought it was an Indian thing.
Well, a Swedish-Indian mix. A Swede sent me a Pikachu from India, and it was shiny. So thanks again, Paul.
What, the Swede was shiny?
Yes. Sure.
A shiny bar side.
What would a shiny bar side look like? Let us know, Paul, in the chat. But what have you got to be smug about, Ian? I mean, I know, but tell the listeners.
Well, I'm smug because we'll talk about it later because we've got a whole thing planned. But
For the podcast.
I did a Gigantamax battle at the weekend and got the shiny GMax Gengar.
Oh, that's the best one available as well. Nice one, Ian.
My first one.
Oh, well done. I didn't know you had got one, so I wasn't privy to that, but I'll have to watch your vlog later to see it. Well,
It's
done.
on the thumbnail. You can't miss it.
Oh.
Everyone's thumbnail.
Did you actually get one, Whitfield, or did you just clickbait it?
Oh, so he didn't spool through my vlog.
To be fair, I saw it popped up Sunday night as I was spending.
I eventually got one, but let's just say mine was not first battle.
Yeah, but so we'll talk about it later. We're not going to have the GMax.
Sounds like it was last battle, Ian.
It should have been Marky.
Yeah,
it really should have been. But we'll talk about
I'll still got to watch yours,
later.
Whitfield, actually, because it did pop up and it says, "Oh, Pokemon UK's dropped a video." And
Pokemon Luke.
We don't talk about our personal content,
Nice.
but my video, because of something I actually did with the render, took 3 hours to render.
What did you do?
I put an effect on it to make it look like a film rather than just complete 4K HD. So I'm taking a very high quality video and making it look more filmic.
I have no words, Vasa.
This
isn't the film festival.
Who knew Pokemon Go is so difficult, eh?
It's not making a video, apparently.
Well, the video was easy and the edit wasn't actually bad, but I thought, and I've done it for the last few, actually. I've actually not downgraded it, still 4K, but I've actually put this film
Ian's channeling his inner Christopher Nolan with this.
Yeah, it doesn't wash it out, but it actually does take it down a peg in terms of
I hope you get some views, Ian,
range.
for this one. I really do hope you get some views for this one, mate. Jesus.
Well, so do I, because when I actually put all the effort into the
The last time you set up 6
the
cameras and
Ponyta
did a
video,
whole
that didn't get any.
Oh, really? His computer put in the effort rendering the effect.
It did.
It
did not like me. It really didn't like me. So anyway, Marky, you've been a bit quiet over the weekend. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't have a little group that I post about all my Pokemon Go exploits and
Did you do it? Called YouTube as well?
No. YouTube got another group from what you've been saying before we started recording tonight.
That was just the edit chat.
The edit chat. HR isolation. I feel like I'm being left out. No, listen, guys.
Hello, that's us.
Yeah,
We are HR.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later. Like I said, I ain't got the luxury of being able to have fun with these Gigantamax raid.
But you will. You'll get toxicity in just a few weeks.
Oh, I can't wait. But yeah, so I really, all I've been doing is just playing the game a little bit. To be honest, it hasn't really been the focus of my attention the last few days. But we'll have a chat later about that. But no, other than life's all right. Life's all right. I haven't got any amazing shinies like you, Ian. So well done.
That's why he's snug and not smug.
Yes, exactly.
Smug, not snug.
So without further ado, it is time to thank you for being here, listening to us ramble on for the last, say 10 or so minutes. But it is now time for you to do just a little bit of work.
Oi, you sleepy sailors, it's time to drop your incense.
That's right, we need you to drop your incenses. And if you get anything decent while listening to this show, it's simple. Post it on socials, X, Instagram, Threads. You can even reach us on Campfire, WhatsApp on +44 759 269 5696, or send us an email, contact@incensedpodcast.com, and we may just feature your shiny if it's good. If it's not, actually, to be fair, we do actually feature some that are not particularly amazing, but every shiny is amazing in its own way. But you do need to at us at Incensed Podcast and use the hashtag Shinies of the Week.
Could you clarify that spelling?
Of course I can. That is hashtag SHINIESOFTHEWEEK. Now, before we actually get going, we normally do this towards the end of the show, but I thought mix it up a little bit. We want to thank each and every one of you for listening to the show. We really do appreciate it. And we also want to thank our patrons, because without you guys, the podcast wouldn't really exist in the format that you're listening to it in. So whether you subscribe to us as a patron on the bronze or silver tier, thank you for being here. We really do appreciate you. And to the
Gold!
members. You guys, we really do thank you, because it does afford Milo and myself the extra time to craft the show to sound as crisp and clear as it does. And a lot of the
Like
gold
mud.
members are with us tonight. We want to say thank you to JB, CliffordMert, Kerry and Zachary, Barside 2, Mandy Croft, Mr. Mossom, and DeanDHL. Thank you so very much. We really do appreciate each and every one of you. And if you're listening at home and want to join our Patreon, you can find it. It's really simple. You can either look on our link tree, there's a link there, or you can go to patreon.com/Incensed Podcast, where tiers start from just £1.50 a month. It's less than a cup of Starbucks a month to support the podcast. If you go silver or gold, then you get extra perks. Gold members get to listen to live recording.
Gold!
Silver members get to see a live show in arrears the week after.
Silver!
The week after. And there are occasional live recordings that everybody can participate in.
Bronze.
Bronze, like.
Yeah, there's some good stuff for the Patreon. They get to see the raw footage, don't they, and the raw recording and everything, and see the chaos ensue.
And boys, don't forget, later on, if you are listening to us to win a Go Wild ticket, we're going to be talking about that later in the show, so stay tuned and we will tell you exactly how you can win that.
Actually, before we dive into our usual Pigo bits and pieces, as somebody else on a different podcast would say, I don't know, I know you guys have got the game.
What, Pokemon Go?
TCG Pocket.
What was another game? Jesus, don't go...
Unbelievable. TCG Pocket released, last week?
Yes,
so,
it was
2 weeks ago.
back end of last
Not
week.
that long, Milo. It ain't been that long. It's
Yeah.
only...
I think it's been in beta in some places, but I think it was released.
Yeah, some places had it
properly end of
earlier. I
last
think
week.
it's only been around in the UK and other places for about a week or so.
Mm.
But we've all downloaded it and given it a go. And I don't know, how are you finding it? Because out of the three of us, Marky's the one who's had a bit of TCG experience. I've always sort of maintained I'm not particularly interested in it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing with this is a lot of people, they get into TCG because they want to buy the cards and they're collectors. But Pokemon cards, historically, they're not cheap, especially if you're buying the big... Mark's actually reaching for some of the packs there, some of the boxes, they're not cheap. But this allows you to get virtual cards, which some of them are awesome to look at.
They're beautiful, yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually taught me how to play the TCG. I'm really bad at it, but it does take you step by step through playing that game. So I'm actually loving the game so far. Got to level 6 already, and I am enjoying opening the booster packs 2 or 3 times a day.
I mean, like I think as Ian said there, TCG's more than the cards. You know, the cards allow you to play the game. And I think, you know, one of the things I'm very critical of is that certain content creators have made it all about the money and the value of the cards, because sadly, that is not what this is about.
Yeah.
TCG is about appreciating the artwork on the cards and actually building a functional deck with cards that actually offer you something to allow you to go and battle. So if you ever watch TCG live as part of the World's events and that, which is part of it, you actually get to see people skillfully building decks up, and cards have more value due to those movesets and what they can actually do in the game. Now, I was very lucky in Berlin Go Fest. I was invited to, you know, we can talk about it a little bit more openly now. I was invited to go along and play the Pokemon Go TCG before it was released in Europe. So I got 24 hours ahead of it being released. And I had a great time. They taught me how to play the game, which was really fun. Really enjoyed it. And I think anything that makes accessibility to TCG easier, because you need another person to play it in the flesh. And as we said, it's not something that a lot of people know about and understand how to play it. So that becomes quite challenging. But having an opportunity outside of the... because there have been TCG-based games before where you can play people online. This, on your phone, keeps it very simple. I know other versions are on your phone as well, but this actually allows you to collect the cards as well as part of it.
It's real nice.
It's real nice. And actually, I'm more excited about if they go back in time and have older packs that you can pull on it, build up previous collections, newer ones, what the alignment will look like between what's currently available in TCG and the flesh as to what's available on the app. But for me, you know, my early indications, I've not done any battles on it. I've pulled a few packs. I do like that. I think the way it allows you to file them after you've got them, put them into your sort of collection files, you know, how many you've got. I like the way you can look at the cards quite in detail. The ones that got holographic effects, the ones that have got depth to the layers, you can see it on it. it brings TCG to life, and I think it's a really, really important stage for it to get more people aware of it. Because, like I said, there's a bit of slant towards TCG. Oh, that's stunning!
Look
That
at
is.
that blasty.
Blasty. Oh, there's a lot of slant on it because, we don't want to call out people individually, but as a collective, content creation has kind of made TCG all about the values and trying to put expensive cards.
Certainly in recent years, that's for sure.
I mean, people love those streams. Absolutely.
They do. And this actually allows everyone to have a good chance of learning the TCG game, which I think is a brilliant thing. And actually keeping cards you've pulled as well.
You mean we can't sell the cards we're pulling?
Oh, no, delete the app.
Well, they say trading is probably coming a bit later.
They did say trading might be coming, yeah.
But I haven't given battling a go yet. I've done the tutorial and kind of worked my way through. Yeah. I need to have a go at it, but it's that thing of like, you just jump in occasionally throughout the day, open a pack or two, and you may get something cool out of it. And it's actually really nice to see the different artworks and designs that go on these cards. And the other thing, I mean, I know there's the whole thing of like, it is very pay to play. If you want to play extensively, it is, but it's cheaper, I think, than going to actually buy a proper pack of cards.
Yeah, but you get to keep a proper
yeah.
pack of cards. If this game ever stops, and I'm enjoying it, but I will not be spending money on this game.
No chance.
I'll spend enough on Pigo.
Yeah, that's where the coin goes.
I think you're absolutely right. So, I mean, some of our listeners that might not have any understanding about TCG, and I think this is actually quite a useful benchmark. You can buy what they call boxes of cards. And the reason people buy the boxes who want to play TCG is it gives you usually 8 booster packs in it. So you get 8 packs of cards in the box, but you also get the pieces you need to play the TCG game. So each deck of cards in a box can start you off with that set of cards that are released. And they release cards probably every 9 months, 9 months to 12 months. There's a new set coming out. So they are quite frequent. But that's the reason people buy the boxes. But obviously, as we know, it's slightly saving from buying the packs individually in boxes. So that's why people buy multiple boxes. The sad thing is, and I do look at it as a little bit, it's just a shame the way it's gone, is there's a lot of stuff which just gets not needed in the boxes because you get all the dice in them, you get all the sleeves in them, you get all the manuals in them. It's quite a nice set, a nice box. You have those multiple times, you don't need them. So there's a lot of stuff getting thrown away there. And that's actually where maybe booster packs moving forward need to be more cost effective. But it's fun. I think this is going to be really good. But like Ian said, I am not going to spend anything on this game.
Yeah.
Because as we know, with all digital games, you do not own it. You can spend money on it. And at one point, if it doesn't get the same volume of traffic that the game was getting, it's cheaper to pull it. And unfortunately, you'll lose everything on it.
It can be snapped into the void. You
have no ownership of it whatsoever. But in terms of getting people into TCG, if this succeeds with it, and that's what I think, for me, that's all I want out of this game. I think it's really refreshing. I think it looks crisp. It's a lovely app. And I don't truly know how much memory it's taken on my phone yet, but we'll move on.
I don't think it's actually a big game, is it? I don't think it uses a lot of memory. No.
I hope not. But I mean, before we end the quick TCG pocket thing, what's your best card in your view? I'm not even saying search by rarity, just search your favourite card and say what it is quickly. And, if you're on the TCG pocket thing, let us know on socials when this episode drops.
Well, I've got nothing rare then. I didn't know you could search by rarity.
Yeah, you can search by rarity.
No, can you? How do you do that?
If you go to search and you've got, when you say sword rather than collector card number or something, there's a little diamond that says rarity.
Well, I've got nothing super rare, but mine is my little holographic Charmander. I love the artwork of Charmander.
It's lovely.
It looks like it's like a campsite.
That's a bit that reminds me of the anime, where the original Charmander for Ash is on the rock in the rain.
I love it. And that's a 1-star rarity one, so it's not rare.
Yeah, I don't really have anything that's that rare. I've got a basic sort of Bulbasaur shiny.
I've got that one,
nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. But I think the Blast is my favourite. Is my favourite.
Yeah, Blast is the favourite.
Blast is amazing, Ian.
That's the foil one, yeah.
It's not the rarest card, but I really like the sort of, is it like Rainbow Ditto or something? I don't know. It looks really cool.
I did see that because on the Wonder Packs where you can actually get the cards.
Did that pop up in my thing?
Wonder Pick, sorry. I did see that and I tried to get it, but I didn't.
It didn't happen.
No.
But for anybody who's in the know, I don't know who this bald dude with the funky moustache that reminds me of Dr. Robotnik or something.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
From Sonic is Blaine there.
Yeah, that's it, Milo, yeah.
is a bit funky, but I pulled him, and apparently the game was like, "Wow, you got something amazing!" I'm like, oh, "It's cool, it's 3D and everything."
I
But
love
at the
how
end of
we're
the
not
day,
a video this week yet. We're still showing everything to the camera.
Well, that's a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
And don't get Milo started on crimp packs of cards. He's a
don't
believer.
start talking about his bent corner.
Yeah, his bent corner.
What's that reminds me of the Mighty Boosh crimping. That's what it is.
Crimping.
Oh.
I do like the whole idea though about how you can pick the packs on the carousel. I think that's quite
fun,
cool,
yeah.
actually. It's a shame it's not a set of scales that you can weigh each virtual pack. And
Oh
see
my
which
god,
one's
can you
slightly
imagine
heavier.
digital weight scales? I wouldn't ever want to do the weighing of packs on airport luggage. Weighing.
But before we actually move on from the TCGI, is it TC? What's it called? TCG. It is TCGI,
TCG
isn't it?
Pocket.
TCG Pocket. Hopefully,
TCG
anyone that's
Incorporated.
interested that's in the Greater London area, there was an event this weekend actually at the Outer Net, which is in central
Event
London,
space. Yeah.
and there's like a bit launch event for this, which had trailers, an event, and a little bit of Pigo activity as well.
Apparently, yes. Nothing else to report at this time.
Nothing else to
Come back next week. We might see
redacted. Redacted.
Yeah.
Anyway, something that probably should be redacted is this week's Getting to Know You question.
Just tell me about you, mate. Just what's going on?
Well, I don't think we've had this question before, but the very
Are we going to
question
have to say that every week from now on? I don't
hope
think
so.
we've
we
had this
kind
before.
of do.
It's an
But
achievement if we haven't.
the question does show how much we are scraping the barrel, because certainly in the UK here, we're moving into reality TV season. Big Brother's just been on. We're
You've
Strictly
broken through the
Come
bottom of
Dancing.
the barrel faster.
Yeah,
with
I
that.
am so broken into the bottom of the barrel. I'm scraping it clean. If you had to participate in a reality TV show, which one would you choose and why?
Oh my days!
I know, I'm sorry. Do you want to know why I thought this question? Because I saw trailers the other day for Strictly Come Dancing, which is like the American Dancing with the Stars. Big Brother's on. I'm a Celebrity's coming back soon. The Apprentice is normally on at this time of year, but I think it's after Christmas now. It is that season. So is Milo going to be on Love Island? I don't know. Is Mark going to go back to The Apprentice? Who knows? Boys, let's hear what shows you jump on to given the chance.
We pitch our podcast to Lord Sugar.
I hope the three of us don't rock up on Dating Naked UK. That'd be flipping
Oh,
weird.
was it
though.
Naked Attraction?
Oh,
Is
that's
that
the
it?
other one, Milo. That's the
God.
other one.
Dear God.
Imagine us in that little booth being revealed.
Which Incensed podcast host will you be picking?
Oh, man alive. There's loads of great shows I would love to go on. I've always fancied, maybe something like the Great British Bake Off. That's a great show. You go on there and you cook, and you have to be at a decent level, otherwise you're not going to survive more than a week. It's not a forgiving show.
You're not going to get passed on cheese on toast, are you?
Absolutely not. No.
Here's me toasty.
I'm not going to mention too many, but one that will resonate with our American listeners and our Canadian listeners probably is the Curse of Oak Island, or The Secret of Oak Island. Love that show.
Never
I think
heard of it.
it's a big show, Ian. The Curse of Oak Island. It's basically it's featured on Nova Scotia, the island of Nova Scotia, and they've been up there for a decade now, unearthing the curse of it. Our listener Oscar would love it. It's archaeological based. They're literally unearthing the history of this island, and if you haven't watched it, give it a go if you're fascinated. It's better than Tony Robinson doing time team stuff like we get used to.
I found a bronze coin.
It's just a phenomenal island. It's so weirdly located on the globe, yet every single time of people and passages in time and history and all have all crossed this path. Vikings, Knights Templar, all these different people. And you're like, how's there so many people here? It shouldn't have happened, but I'd love to go there as like someone just doing some work on it. That'd be quite cool. It's not like a show you could be a guest on, but you could be part of the team doing some of the investigating work behind the scenes on it. I've always thought me and my wife would be good on Gogglebox, with the cat in the living room watching shows. But I think that's probably Milo and Francesco's gig. I think they'd be quite cute on the sofa together watching
but all
TV
they would do
shows.
is watch
Pizza
Squatton's
involved.
Imagine
Farm.
that, Ian, can't you? Go, let me look at you two. Go, this is a nice show, isn't it? You can just imagine it.
So long as
can't
it's
you?
Clarkson's farm.
Oh,
Okay.
but no, the show I'd go for, and God, I don't want to do what I do most weeks and list every other show is because that's not fair. I've always wanted to have go on The Hunted. I think The Hunted would be a phenomenal show to go on.
To that one. That's a good call.
That would be the one because I've already planned how I'd do it, and I've got ideas, and I just think that I could make it happen. So The Hunted, for people who don't know what the show is from around the world, you literally get dumped in a location, but you have to get out of it. And then you have to stay on the run for a period of time. And for the people that are trying to find you have access to a lot of the surveillance systems that the government have access to. Number plate recognition, phone tapping, internet search history, all that stuff. And if you watch on TV, it always feels like they're only like a minute behind you. But it looks amazing. And as you survive longer on it, it becomes more difficult because you learn you can't trust anyone because they really do crank it up. So yeah, for me, Hunted would be my choice.
Good shout.
Yes, that would have been a very good pick, to be honest.
It is a good pick, Miley.
Yes, because that popped into my head, and now you've said it. I honestly, there are so many reality TV shows, but I have no idea what 99% of them even are.
Yeah.
There's so much dog's proverbials on television I view these days, to be honest. So I genuinely don't know. If reality TV is a completely alien concept, really, to me, but I would just pick the one that sort of just got going again with its promos. It runs through December. It's constant 3 weeks of entertainment. You used to get to go to the land down under. I don't know. They did it in Wales for a bit of time. Are they back in Australia now?
They have been for the last couple
Oh,
years,
Milo, Married at First Sight Australia, love it.
Absolutely. No, chuck me on I'm a Celebrity. Sure, I'll give that one a crack.
That was high up on my list, but I don't know if I could actually do the eating tasks.
The eating task would be pretty grim, but you could probably. I'd like to
I've got a
think
very
I could
strong
muscle
gag
through
reflex.
it. It'd be good for television.
And Ian, Milo's become a celebrity to get on this show as well. Have you noticed that?
He is. He told us
That's
he's the
not
most
a
famous
qualification anymore,
YouTuber.
don't
He's
worry.
like months ago in London, in fact.
Oh yeah.
Over a year ago. No, that's not a qualification you need for the I'm
I
a
think they have
Celebrity these
YouTubers
days.
on
I
I'm a
think.
Celebrity, actually.
Probably have. It's one of those things that I know of it. I used to watch it when I was a kid, but I don't watch it anymore. So, yeah, throw me on that. I don't really have any issues with claustrophobia or heights or anything like that. So throw me in any of those challenges.
Can you eat kangaroo testicles, Milo? You reckon then?
I'll give it a go. I had a kangaroo steak or something. It was in Seville, wasn't it?
Yeah, that is very different, Milo.
It's part of the same.
It's not meat, but it's a different type of meat.
Ian, imagine that goes, this is a medium rare kangaroo steak, sir. Bit of pepper on top.
Why is it round?
Why is it round? Why is it squidgy?
Why is it boiled?
Why are there two of them?
Oh, it's not the testicles you need to worry about, it's the anus.
Before we start listing more grisly and gruel dishes they serve you, yeah.
Hey, Milo, I think you'd be good actually in a box with loads of spiders and snakes and millipedes.
In a box.
You do
full
realise
of
Milo's
kangaroo
only saying that
testicles.
because he's going, oh, maybe Jeremy would be there with me.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Or maybe Caleb.
Ooh.
Can you imagine Caleb on I'm a Celebrity? Amazing.
He stuck at getting a car out of Oxfordshire, didn't he? Imagine
Yeah,
going
he'd
on a
definitely
plane.
not go on a plane. Yeah, exactly.
What's this wizardry piece of equipment I'm getting on? What?
It's flies, wasn't it?
Oh, he went in a helicopter, didn't he, at the end of season
Oh, yeah, he did.
2?
He did. Yeah.
Great
Come on,
choice.
Vassar.
Good choice.
We've got
That's
two
a
really good choices
choice.
here.
That
What's
was one
Vassar
that
choosing?
I was considering. So I can't go with that. And I can't... To be fair, I hadn't thought of Mark.
The only
that's
way
a
is
really good
Grantham.
answer. I mean, there's the really safe options of Dancing with the Stars, Strictly Come Dancing, that sort of thing. But I don't know if I could
Not
do...
with your ankle.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something now. This is not common knowledge, but it is gospel truth. I swear on my parents' lives. When I was younger, I actually did ballroom dancing.
Is that why your ankle's broken?
No. That was when I was
didn't know
young
that.
and healthy.
Dancing with the Staroos, Ian. That'd be a good one, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Staroo.
Staroos.
So Yeah, have been there. Not really done the whole like stuff like on that show, but yeah, Big Brother would be quite interesting because it would be nice to actually be locked away and just in that sort of intense situation. And I guess you'd probably forget about the cameras after a while. But going with a fairly safe answer, I'm going to go for the show that Mark applied for.
Ooh, traitors. Exciting.
Yeah, I think if I had to go on a reality TV show, I mean, let's face it, most of the people that go on The Apprentice, they must just be put on there for comedy value because you can't take these people seriously when it comes to business when you see some of the ideas that they come out with. But I think it would be quite interesting to go on The Apprentice and probably get fired in week one.
The thing with The Apprentice, you're absolutely right. When it started off, Alan Sugar's Alan Sugar, and I think he realised pretty quickly that the show wasn't going to keep working if you did bring smart people on it. And I think like after the first 2 or 3 seasons, they really had to change it a bit. And like you said, it's certainly not.
It's more of an entertainment
It
thing.
definitely is,
yeah, absolutely. And it's a great show, Ian. It's a
and
great
let's face
show.
it, all of the tasks are manipulated. They're given that little information and that little time to do anything that there's no wonder they come up with all these half-assed ideas.
Well, that's it. You look at what they produce and you think, from what hideous deep depths did that arise from?
Your team is split into 2 teams, so you've got a main team and a sub-team, and you're working against each other because you both don't have the information that the other team's having, so they're never going to get things to work properly.
It's like that thing that goes, oh, right, so we've got these apples here, and they've cost us like £2.80 to make them and get them all produced in these nice wrappers. Let's sell them for £2 each and like drive loads of volume in.
Yeah. Genius. The scale
Brilliant.
of the genius. That was one thing about The Apprentice, which, so whenever we used to watch it back in the day, my dad would always say, if I was on that show, I would take the phone call at whatever horrible time in the morning it was, take the information and not tell anybody to get up. So the cars would arrive, you're all ready and everyone else is still in bed.
I always love it with that show. Like, it's always the receptionist stays consistent, doesn't
We'll see you now.
Yeah. I'll see you in the boardroom now. And you see it, it's like, Did you know, Ian, both shows came out in 2004, USA and the UK versions?
I didn't know that.
Didn't know that
Oh,
either.
goodness.
One thing I did know that is actually quite interesting, and I think for Milo, possibly more than you and me, it's more interesting. They actually have a colorist that actually colors people's eyes and makes them more blue because it's a more visually pleasing thing. So not everyone's got blue eyes, but they make them bluer.
It's the bluer of the ballroom set, isn't
Yeah.
it?
The ballroom set was that, Milo?
Ballroom, that's why Ian wants to go. He's going to pitch his dance school business.
Ian, Alan Sugar will see you in the ballroom.
Ballroom. 7!
Well, he is shorter than you, isn't he? So
He's probably
you
about
could
the
be
same
the
height
lead.
as me, actually.
Karen Brady there going, 8!
Anyway, we've got 2 good answers there and 1 cop-out, but let's put that to the vote and see what the Incensed community would have to choose if they had one of those 3 shows to go on. But I tell you what is going to be reality in a matter of weeks. It's time for the news.
It's the news.
Oh, yes, and we've got lots of juicy information for you. So first up is some extra stuff for the Go Wild area. And this is for global, and I believe for Japan as well, which is only next weekend.
It's so close.
Literally next weekend is crazy. So first up is good old catch cards, or special backgrounds as Pokemon
They keep
Go
changing the names
seems
of
to
these, I'm
dab
sure.
them. Yeah, they're catch cards in game, but on articles they're special backgrounds. So during the Go Wild area global, all trainers will have a chance to catch Pokemon with these special backgrounds, and it kind of looks almost like a Northern Lights, but in yellow.
It does look good. If that is the actual catch
interesting.
card that is on the infographic, the snapshot,
Yeah,
then it
I think it
does
will
look
look nice.
amazing.
But, and this is where it gets a little bit crazy, you will get a chance of these special backgrounds after winning max battles against Toxtricity, or winning 4-star, 5-star, and, hint to a little bit later, Primal raids. These illustrated commemorative backgrounds will appear on the Pokemon summary page. So basically it means that anything higher than a tier 4 raid, which have Toxtricity in them, then your tier 5s have the origin forms of Dialga and Palkia in them. Then you have Dynamax Toxtricity in 2 forms, and you have Gigantamax Toxtricity, and some others, all can have a catch card.
Yeah, and thinking back to GoFest when the catch cards were introduced globally at the Global Edition, if you think the Ultra Beast there, they had a really nice sort of Ultra Wormhole catch card, which looked great. Yeah. So if
now, there's an extra little bit here about the Japan Fukuoka event, which will be, of course, the location background for winning exactly the same styles of battles. So for winning your max battles against Toxtricity, your 4-star, your 5-stars, those will all have the potential of having a lovely Japan Fukuoka background on them, which I think will look beautiful.
That'd be nice. I'm so jealous I'm not there, but it came round way, way, way quicker than we expected.
We're somewhere else currently.
Yes, we are. But that's not all, because something else that we kind of expected was going to happen, but now Pokemon Go have confirmed this, that you will be able to choose your path during the wild area. You'll be able to choose the electric path or the poison path, and that will then give you path-specific research.
Both sound deadly.
Yeah. So if you want to amp it up with the electric path, you will have the opportunity to encounter Popstar Pikachu. Remember that from, was it 2021?
Dave the Pikachu.
Dave the Pikachu. Dave the Popstar Pikachu. I think it was 2021.
Yeah, it's 21. You will also encounter Dynamax Toxtricity in its amped form. The Electric Expert Medal will be yours for completing a special research story. Now, if you're going to keep it low-key by picking the Poison path, then you will get an encounter with, it does say encounter. I'm thinking it's encounters. You must get more than just one. The Rockstar Pikachu encounters with Dynamax Toxtricity in its low-key form, and the Poison Pro medal for completing the special research story. And additionally, if trainers complete the special research story, they will receive some bonuses from Monday the 25th of November right through to Friday, November 29th.
I feel like they put Rockstar and Popstar Pikachu the wrong way around in those.
Why is that, Milo?
Because, Rockstar Electric Guitar, that's what I'm thinking.
It's not that it might change closer to the event, maybe. Who knows?
Swap them around.
But also remember, Rockstars do like a little bit of poison.
Yes.
Subtle, nice Niantic.
Part of this event as well in the wild area is we're going to have Primal Reversion. Well, I was going to say Primal Reversal there, but it was Nick who said it was the news. But Primal Reversion.
is the news.
Oh, there he is. Good old Rev. So,
Primal Rev.
Primal Rev. So Primal Kyogre and Primal Groudon are making their epic return to Primal Raids during the Go Wild Area Global. It'll be your chance to challenge these legendary Pokemon and witness the power of Primal Reversion. They are good Pokemon.
They're two gorgeous Pokemon.
Oh.
And when were they last here? They've been in
There
since
was
Home and Tour, haven't
earlier
they?
this year. There were raid days for them.
There was, yes. I think there was.
Much earlier this year. It was either February or March.
Yeah, they've not been in much since they were launched in 23.
That was it, yeah, when we were moving house. I remember them being out and about then. So
there was Ho and Tour. I think they had raid hours each back in 23 at the tail end of it, and then they've had raid days earlier this year.
But they're great mons. These primals are gorgeous.
They're really good. But that's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of raiding. Let's look at Go Wild. That is a lot of raiding.
And battles as well. It's just... You've now got tier 4 raids with the standard Toxtricity. 2 forms can be shiny, won't be Dynamaxable.
Yeah, you've got Dialga and Palkia.
In regular 5-star raids, which can be shiny, have a chance of their exclusive moves. Then in Primal tier 6 Mega Primal raids, you have now Primal Kyogre and Groudon, have a chance of being shiny and having their... I don't know if they have their exclusive moves, but they may not. Then you've got standard Dynamax battles with Toxtricity, 2 different forms, can be shiny.
Crazy, isn't it?
And
then you've got Gigantamax
Toxtricity,
which thankfully only has 1 form, obviously, but can be shiny.
Oh, God.
So
there's a lot.
We're definitely going to be kept busy at Wild Area. I think that's a given. Which, you know what, looking at the spawns, I can kind of see why we are all, the 3 of us are all pretty much raiders. I know Mark doesn't raid as much these days. We are all raiders. but we are going to be kept really busy.
Yes.
I don't mind raiding, like Ian's rightly said. Remote raiding. I just don't subscribe to it anymore. I think it's an expensive thing.
It's so expensive.
It's so expensive, and like I said, go back to my aforementioned point. I've kind of now got myself in a position where, listen, you don't need to spend a fortune on something that you won't have in a few years' time. So I think in person, when the memories are made, I think that's where raiding comes into it. And actually, if you're getting the ticket, you get the raids as part of the ticket. You make a decision to be there, and that becomes what you're paying for. That's fine to raid in that situation. However people do it, it's down to them. But I think the one thing I do know is I will be raiding a hell of a lot with you boys on this event. It's gonna be.
Yes.
From all the events this year, and because of all the remote raid bundles I've been buying, I mean, this isn't a lot. I know Milo's just going to completely flex game me, but I'm sat on over 100 green passes at the moment.
Oh, go on, Ian. Impromptu, flex it up game. Who's got the most green passes in their
Where's the jingle? Where's the jingle?
It's up the top.
Oh, this is a good one, Ian. This is a good one. Right, let's have a look. Because I know I've got a lot, but I might not have as many as you, Ian.
Let me get my exact number for you, then I'll set the benchmark.
We're not playing the golf rules, are we?
No, this is the highest.
No.
I'm sat on 102 green passes, which again isn't bad, but it's probably not as high as the rest of you.
I've been busy.
Oh, well done, Ian. I've got 81.
Okay,
So
not too shabby.
That's not too shabby. I've got some still some from the pandemic in there.
If you've got a lot, you've not raided enough.
Pandemic green passes there, Ian.
Do they have the little COVID test symbol on them?
They sure do.
No, boys, throw a guess in my direction. How many
It's going to be about 300. I know yours. During New York, you was on some stupid number, so I'm guessing you're on 300 plus.
But he uses them though, doesn't he? And that's the difference. He uses them.
I think he goes how many events. I don't know if he doesn't necessarily does generally.
I reckon that Milo's got 48 of him right now.
No, I think it's in the hundreds. It's about 200-300 easy. I'd say 300.
Well, out of the two of you, Marky is closest. I have 7.
Oh! Because he uses them, Ian. He uses them.
Wow. Because
to be fair, he has a lot of time on his hands, doesn't
when
he?
you get the bundle, like the bundle that you used to get, I think there still is a box in rotation that gives you 99 green passes for 5.2k coins.
99 red.
But that sorts you out for a long time. So I'm now at tail end of when I bought.
Because you bought 3 packs
passes
before New York.
Yeah, but then I topped up for global, but I haven't bought anything really since then. So that's kind of seen me through now. And now I need to hope that box comes back in the next 2 weeks. Really.
Yes, you do, Sunshine.
Sorry, I was just going to say some of our Gold Patreon members. Kerry's got 57 passes in there. One of the benefits of being a Gold Patreon member, you can join in with a live chat as we record the show.
Yes.
Barside 2 with 42.
He's
Very
been using
good.
this.
Yeah, being in India, then yes, for sure.
So good stuff. Ian wins. Well done, Ian.
Well, do I win, though? Because that's why Milo asked if we clarified the rules, if we're doing the golf rules. Yeah, I take the dub on that one.
Well, I really hope I can top up beforehand, because as you mentioned briefly, we will hopefully be raiding together, because, well, we haven't officially said anything, but we can confirm that for the Go Wild weekend, the trois of us... My goodness, we're not video. But the 3 of us will be...
Should we do it in German as well? Drei.
Right, that's it? Okay.
Ichini-san. Say if we're going Japanese-san.
Tres.
Tres.
I don't know the Polish for 3, unfortunately, but the 3 of us will be playing together. Get back to the facts, boys. Okay, you can helm me later when we see each other together in Ealing.
It's Trizzy. Come on, Milo.
Are we doing it in Ealing? We always do events in Ealing.
What are we doing in Ealing?
So we haven't decided where we're doing it.
Well,
I thought we might be doing it in Central. I thought we were doing it in London, but I didn't know if we'd actually just ironed out the exact...
I think Saturday is in Ealing. Potentially Sunday could be Central, but that's not confirmed. Anyway, the Saturday is definitely a Ealing deal. Whether the Elizabeth line is utilised on the Sunday remains to be seen. But it will be fantastic, because this is the first time the 3 of us have actually met up.
I just have to walk across the road.
Yes. I was going to say something very nice and sincere. This is the first time the 3 of us will have been playing an event together this year.
No, Swaddle Conde.
No, I think
Okay,
it means
big-
like an event.
Like a big live
That's
event.
what
That's what I mean. It's a big event.
Swaddle.
Absolutely. Swaddle Conde.
Okay, yes, Swaddle Conde with brass knobs on.
Oh, didn't we play the event in February together?
You and
No.
Milo did, but I was in
Oh, you're
Santa
still in.
Monica.
Hang out with your mates, weren't you, on the
Yeah.
West
Yeah,
Coast?
his other friends.
His other. Ian's looking at me going, shut up, Mark.
No, I'm not. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't have traded that for the world. Sorry, boys.
You're absolutely right, guys, because
Yeah.
we haven't, the Go Fest, we've not been together. We've actually.
No, I mean, I've done a Go Fest with each of you, but not the three of us combined.
Yeah, so we've each done like pairings.
Yeah.
So I was with Mark for Global Sinosaur. I was with Ian for
New York,
LA.
yeah.
Then we did New York. You two did Madrid together.
Wow.
And then Global, Ian was in for a bit, weren't you?
Global, yeah, I did
did
London
one day.
meetup, and you dipped in for like 2 hours before you got bored and went back to
Oh,
Wheeling.
yeah. Sorry, I forget you
Yeah.
went into Central. There you go.
Nothing good
Milo
happens in
turns up, he's
Central.
like, it's a bit crap here, isn't it? I'm going to go back to Wheeling.
No offense, but it was.
Nothing good happens in Central when it comes to Pokemon Go. We all know that. It's easy to get everyone to it, but it's not as good as. But no, we had Lytton, Conde. That was a big
We had
event.
Lytton
Everyone
in
together
Oxford, yeah.
Massive
Yeah.
event.
Hey, you steady on, Milo Sunshine. You
a
have to
Poplio.
reevaluate your
Poplio.
life choices.
Yeah.
But in terms of a significant, huge global event, a la a Go Fest or a tour, Go Wild, we will be playing together in London, whether it's West or Central.
Milo
It's going to be
just
good.
needs to get this discount code sorted in for all these hotel costs that we incur when we stay down there.
That's why I say we need to get a sponsorship from lastminute.com. Needs to happen.
Which works because that's when we turn up to events.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the other option is we pay for the travel. Milo just buys us a hotel room each.
Yes.
That's
Oh, there
splitting
you
the
go.
costs.
So,
Mike
which
goes
brand
anyway.
of cardboard box would you like, boys?
He appreciates us being there, Ian. You can tell he does. He'll look after us when we're down there like he always does. I'm sure he will. He'll treat us to a coffee and see us on our way.
Hawkstone in the pub around the corner.
Oh, actually, we'll talk about that offline. But
Yes.
anyway, we have got some more news now. That was big news, wasn't it? But yeah, we've got a little bit of STDs to share with everybody.
We've been to the clinic. We
Yes,
brought
we-
them home for you.
Yes, we don't talk about beer on the show. We've just mentioned it again, but we do like to talk about STDs.
Yes, save the dates,
Yes.
of course. Yeah.
So to start with, we have got the dates for next season's Community Day. So I'll start and kick these off because we've got the traditional ones at the end of this year. Yes, say Saturday and Sunday, December the 21st and 22nd, which will be a re-roll of all of this year's.
And do you want to know
Pokemon.
something interesting? Sunday, the 22nd of December. That's our
I know what
Christmas
you're
show.
gonna say.
Yeah.
That's the
Ooh,
Christmas show
that's
to
the
look forward
Christmas
to,
show.
people. It's come a little bit early this year. Now, moving into 2025, the
Wow,
first
2025.
Community Day. It's crazy to think, actually, but 2025's first Com Day will be January the 5th, which is a Sunday.
Are we doing it in
starting
Nottingham
off,
again?
I was looking at flights again.
You know what?
Anyway.
Potentially.
Move on. Oh my God.
But it's a Sunday.
I know. Anyway, yeah.
Which leads us to the first Community Day Classic of 2025. And that will be on Saturday. Yes, Saturday, boys.
Yay.
And Mark, no, it's not going to be Subwaddle Classic. Don't get your hopes up.
just gonna say.
Saturday, January the 25th.
That'll be Weedle Community Day Classic. Bring it on.
Jinx.
And at the end of it, we have got another date, and February's one has also been announced. And that, again, is on a Sunday. Not great. Sunday, February the 9th.
Oh dear. Well, the reason a lot of those are Sundays is the other events, which are not community days, that are also on the horizon for the next season, are, there's no other word for it, just jam-packed. It's insane. So these are the following dates to note down, and people, you will not be getting any free weekends. Saturday, December the 7th, is going to be a research day.
Sunday, December the 8th. Yes, the very next
Back to back.
day is going to be a Max Battle Day.
Saturday, December the 14th is going to be a raid day.
And don't think December's finished just yet, because Sunday, the 29th, will be a hatch day.
Yeah. Moving into January, Saturday, January the 11th, 2025, is going to be a raid day.
Yeah, Sunday, January the 19th is going to be a shadow raid day. I might get that
Ooh.
day
Well, you
off.
might get one day off then, yeah.
Nice. Now, Saturday, February the 1st of 2025 is another Max Battle Day.
And to round out the events in February, and we'll hypothesize shortly, the February the 15th, which is a Saturday, day after Valentine's Day, is going to be a raid day, which leaves the back end of February
we all know that's going
wide
to be a
open.
Disc raid day on the 15th of Feb, don't we? Seeing the Valentine's.
Oh my God, love this raid day. Can you imagine? Or a Lola Mola 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 raid day.
Oh, it'll be that weird tornado-y thing that's got the love arts
An amorous.
on it.
An amorous
raid
That's
day.
not a bad shout,
Actually,
actually.
to be fair,
honest.
after it being in Elite Raids,
Elite
it could
Raids,
be...
that would be over a year ago at that point.
Although that would technically it'd be after Valentine's Day, but it's not out of the realms of possibility.
Honestly, this whole lineup is crazy. December has something every weekend. January has something almost every other week. Actually, every weekend as well. And February has stacked weekends. And then it only leaves the 22nd and 23rd of February as that final weekend for a potential tour. Well, February the 28th being a Friday, but then we bleed straight over into March. So really, that is going to be almost every weekend of the next season completely full.
Do we think that Unova Tour is going to be the 22nd weekend then in February?
I would strongly suspect it would be the Friday, I think, as well. So 21st, 22nd, 23rd is going to be the live Unova Tour event, wherever
With
the hell that's going to be.
global following the week after.
The global following, because it's not the first time they've had something overlap.
It's not
Look
actually. No, it's not.
The Japan Go Fest of this year. It started very tail end of May and went into the first weekend of June.
I remember when I started playing Pokemon Go and obviously creating content around it was part of the motivation behind it. Was, I like the gaps between the events because you can have a little bit of focus on the events. And there was a period of time where, if you missed something, you'd be gutted. You'd sort of have a chance at getting everything out of each event when it happened.
Yeah.
Fast forward now, probably 4 years since that time. I think now the fact that there's something happening so quickly and so it seems to be flowing so quick now. It kind of takes that away from the game now because,
yeah, you're right.
A lot of these events are only around for 2-3
one
days,
event to another. Yeah,
midweek, some at the weekends. I think it's healthy in a way because it means you can take a break from the game and not worry about missing stuff because there's stuff that we just talk about. An amorous, I still haven't got that, and that's been out in the game for over a year. And it doesn't really bother me. And I think there'll be a lot of people that have been on that cycle where it did bother them for missing something. But now I think because the game moves on so quickly now, and I think that's a good thing as well as a bad thing, it shifts your focus week for week for week for week. And it can shift it quite quickly. And I think that I'm excited by some of those events actually over those weekends because I'm talking to some about, we talk about meeting up for things and that, and there's certain things I can't partake in where I'm based. But it does give me a kick up the proverbial backside to speak to other local communities and join them for raid days and shallow raid days and things like that. If that gives me that opportunity, because best one in the world, Neon's absolutely right. I don't want to have to travel an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes every time to want to try and get a raid done with a community in Ealing, who are the best, a very lovely community. But, it's just the game, unfortunately, you have to do that. And I think that's all part of the end game, getting people meeting other people. I like that. And, I just don't like these Sunday com days because they're the things I like to meet up with people and have a bit of fun on com days. I think Sunday ones.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we've all said in the past that we all prefer Saturday community days, but there's quite a lot of Sunday community
events.
days. Yeah, but
in general,
the calendar is jam-packed.
I mean, honestly, that makes me think that the com days themselves will be a little bit flat, but the other events should be hopefully really hype. I'm very interested to see what the Max Battle Day scenario is going to look like. With a raid day, they increase the remote cap, they allow more free passes. Will you be able to get more max particles, and what's it going to look like? And also, January the 19th has really put my interest because it says Shadow Raid Day, not Shadow Raid Weekend.
That's a good point, yes.
Which is a very significant change, and it makes me wonder what on earth is going to be in there, really.
A lot of the events that we saw on that list are raid days. They've not really gone into raid weekends. But this past weekend, we had, it wasn't really a Gigantamax weekend because Gigantamax Gengar came into battles last Thursday.
Extended weekend.
So we had 4 days of it, but most people would have been raiding it at the weekends because, jobs. And let's have a quick chat about Gengar because Niantic put a lot of fixes in place to make this a lot more manageable, shall we say. And do we think those fixes worked? And what do we think? Was it a win? So let's take it from there. Did you do any battles for Gengar? I know we talked that I did at the beginning of the show, but did you guys do any Gengar battles? GMax?
I get frustrated with parts of the game which stop you from being able to take part in them. And I think that's, my thoughts aren't unique. I think the majority probably have similar thoughts, actually, if you really do look at the game, the people that play the game. I'm quite an eccentric type of person, so I love and thrive around meeting new people and being a platform to enable others to take part in it. So I tried to really get on board with this Gengar Gigantamax weekend thing. And I've got some observations, some frustrations, some positives, a right mixture of it. But no, in short, have I got a Gigantamax Gengar? No, I haven't. I stripped it back a level and thought, right, we have Campfire in the game. Campfire is the platform to create meetings. And I think it's great for other raids. I think it works quite well. I think my biggest frustration I found with trying to set up these meets on Campfire for Gigantamax Gengar was they kept popping up in different spots and the timers kept changing, and they weren't in a fixed location for more than 40 minutes or 45 minutes or whatever it was, and you couldn't arrange a meet up in time because in my head, call me old fashioned, is if you've got an elite raid day, let's say they foolishly come up with that concept again, and you know what time those eggs are going to hatch and you know when they're going to be, you can plan 12 hours in advance to go, right, everyone, 12 hours time, we're all going to be here and we're going to have a good go at taking this down. If we get 5 or 6 people that agree to meet up, then we're going to do it. If we don't, we go again. I realised that I wasn't unique in my observation of this, because unless you've got a group of people to go out and do them with off the bat, which some people have, didn't need with the fix that many people to take this down. So Campfire was actually redundant for someone like me. It didn't work. And I think that platform with these Dynamax spots, with how quickly they pop up, they disappear, they turn up at another power spot, it doesn't allow you to set up meets with plenty of notice because they disappear, and you can't set them up outside of the GMax raid period because they don't exist, which makes sense. So how could you set a meet up at a point if it's not there? And when, like I say, when they do turn up, you haven't got time. You can't do it 3 hours in advance. You can't go, in 3 hours time, we're all going to be here to do this Gigantamax Gengar, because it'll be gone in 40 minutes, it'll be gone in an hour, and you can't do it. So for me, the fix was really good from what I saw, and I can see more people were getting these Gigantamax Gengars than the other ones, so the starters that came out. So big tick for that. They fixed it. Fantastic for people who've got the people there on the ground to start doing it together. Happy days. It works. You should be able to take a Gigantamax boss down with 6 to 8 people. Should be like that if you've got the teams right. But Campfire doesn't work for this concept in the game. If you're trying to use it as a starting point, I had numerous invitations to local groups inviting me to Gengar Gigantamax battles that were set up when there was a Gengar there for 12 hours in advance or 24 hours in advance to try and get the numbers. But then the meeting disappeared because it wasn't there at that time. So
yeah, they spawned on the Saturday, then they stopped, then they respawned the following day.
But they only got short timers on each spot, and that's they just. I tried something different, and it failed again. And I was looking at all the meetups in my area, Bristol, Swindon, pushing the boundary out further, and no one's using it. It's so disheartening. Campfire just isn't used. And it's such a shame to see meetups so infrequently on Campfire, and the ones that are there with so few people actually on it. And when you try and engage with the groups, that's an education piece as well. No one's responding, and I think, oh, God, I go, they need to invest more time in Campfire. And I get it for communities that have got people actively in, but Bristol's got community ambassadors. Yeah. There's no meetups in Campfire on there. So it's the
ambassadors are ones that should be pushing that, because
certainly push through Campfire.
My community here, it's very established, and the different community leaders in Grantham have tried to get people to move on to Discord, onto Campfire. I've tried to get people onto Campfire. The community here will not move off of WhatsApp. It's still so old-fashioned with just a big, long trail and 2 different chats for raiding and general chat. But it's something that kind of works. But you're right, that we've got a campfire rope. Very, very rarely is it used. But I saw a slightly different side to the GMax Gengar, because certainly from what I saw, they didn't seem to be moving around. They were on a 1 hour timer, so they'd run for an hour, they'd despawn, then they'd just respawn in the same positions.
Oh, did they, Ian?
Yeah,
Oh, that's...
so that we did actually agree in my community, probably somewhat similar to what Whitfield did with his guys. On the Saturday, we said, oh, we'll meet up on the Sunday. On the Sunday morning, we set up like a list of who would actually join these battles, and we set a time to meet at the local park. And yeah, the power spots that it spawned on in the morning, they were active on all day.
Lovely.
Yeah, no, they recycled on, what was it, like an hour?
Yeah, it was on
timer.
an hour timer.
But, and this is probably where it's a bit more noticeable through a big city like London, is that sometimes a random starter or something would spawn instead on the recycle.
I didn't see that, you see.
So sometimes we had like a random Squirtle or a Squovet appear on the spot instead of a Gengar, which obviously in a big city you're like, okay, we'll just ditch that one, go to another one. But in somewhere there's a bit more sparsely spread out, perhaps where Marky is, that's quite a significant problem.
Yeah.
Because you may say, right, let's all meet up at 2 at this power spot, and you get there and it's Sobble.
That's what we had. That's what I mean. It was like, because when it all started, it kicked off. There's only 3 of them on the power spots, and we've got loads of power spots. So I was kind of like going, okay, and then like other ones appeared on some of the other ones, and then we thought, well, that's a Gigantamax Gengar. Let's set a timer for whatever in advance. And by that time, you're only working on short time windows anyway, because like you can't really plan too far ahead, unfortunately. And then like you said, other things spawned on them as well, and it was just like, what? This is so infuriating. But Campfire boys, what's going to happen with Campfire then? Is it going to be? Is it down to the
I think it's down to the
that?
community leaders to really push it, because it's a great tool, but it's just not used properly. And there's so many things in place to get people using it, like check-ins for events. I mean, there's so much being given away for Campfire check-ins now for events.
Yeah, well, the Max Particle one was nice. Yeah. You checked in and you got 800 particles, which is great. But I think it only worked once when you checked in, because obviously for here in London, I mean, stars and shout out to Central London Squad, they were going and setting up meetups Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So there was something going around every single day that Gengar was available. I only went out on the weekend to give it a go because of other commitments during the weekday. But you could only use the code once.
Which is reasonable. They're not going to give you endless resources.
Well, it makes sense in a way, but also I think if you attend a meetup every single day of the event, you should get a code, really, for the events that you tune into. Anyway.
I don't know.
Milo, you make me laugh. You do. Another 800. Give me another 800.
Give me some...
I mean, I only went twice. Some people went 4 days in a row.
Yeah,
That's
think
entirely their choice.
Getting one for a check-in is fine, but I don't think you should get them every day that you go. Because
I mean, you're not checking into the same meetup.
You could set
event.
You could set 12 events for one day every hour, and then I'll get 12 800s. So.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's some rules and regs on duplications
of
events and times. Jesus Christ.
but Milo, the point there, and Ian's right, and if this is a cost to the game, and like the fact they give you 800 is bloody amazing. You know, they don't have to give you anything. And the problem is Campfire, at some point they're going to they have to make a decision on that, because for me I can imagine it costs a lot of money to run it as a platform. These things have a cost.
There will be a cost involved.
There'll be a massive cost to it.
Sort of thing.
And if you've got areas which aren't using it, then what's the point of it? Because let's have a bit of a debate about it on a future episode, because I think that'd be quite a healthy one. But it'd be interesting to see what our listeners think about it. And that might be quite a good poll. Do you use Campfire, yay or nay? Because my fear is, if you're in a community outside of the ambassador program, so I'll use Ealing as an example, Milo. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you'd have an event on.
Oh, he will.
Ealing.
Don't worry, he will.
He will. But you'd have an
apparently not tonight.
No, but hear me out, Milo. Right, and this is where part of the problem probably is, not with Ealing, by the way, but with numerous areas around the UK. If you've got a group of 8 or 9 people you can call on just in a WhatsApp group and go, guys, we're meeting up for this event this week. Yeah, let's do it. Meet at the bandstand.
Yeah,
wicked cool.
Don't
need the campfire. And there's people that potentially won't know about the 8 or 9 people that always show up at the bandstand. They might do eventually through word of mouth, but they'll never get the people there to play in these areas because no one's using campfire. Now, I know people use campfire in Ealing. It's not about Ealing. It's about using it as an example around the rest of the country. I know the Bristol community is big. I know the Bristol community is very strong with Pokemon Go, but they don't use Campfire, from what I can see. So how do you change that? There's no incentive, is there, if you already got the numbers around
I think
you?
we're getting sidetracked onto Campfire, which I do think is a good topic for another discussion. But lots of communities, for example, Central London runs through a cooperative platform of Campfire and Discord, and they're more focused in Discord, but everything gets published to Campfire, and you can check in through Campfire, and it's very cleverly linked up
What
by
Mark's
stars.
saying, and I agree, London is very heavily CA'd. A lot of communities don't have CAs.
Okay, but my point still stands of, the community link through whatever. That's just how it's done in Central.
You're right, Milo. What I'm saying is that's not a criticism in any way whatsoever. What I'm just saying, this is a bigger discussion, and maybe when we have a quieter week on news, maybe we can delve into it a little bit more, because I think it's quite a healthy conversation. Is in a situation where you've got that, because Discord is very separate, isn't it? Discord. I'm learning to use Discord with you guys, and like you take the mickey out of me because I'm awful at Discord. I am. Hold my hands up, right? But Gigantamax Gengar, putting it back to the subject, is a lot of people are using what's available in the game.
You need to coordinate somehow, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. You still can't take part in it, that's why I wanted to be different this time around. I had it all lined up. I was like really determined that I was going to do one, because in my head, 4-6 people should be easy to get together, surely, if you use the platform that's available to pull people together. And it just didn't happen again. And again, I just left it after another weekend feeling so disillusioned with it. And I'm like, this is so frustrating. Just so frustrating. And like, rightly or wrongly, when we all meet up for the big event in London in a couple of weeks' time, that's going to be my first ever Gigantamax battle. When I'm with you guys, that is going to be my first ever Gigantamax battle.
Keeps it special.
And that's mental.
It keeps it special.
But can we trade Gigantamax?
Yeah.
They're a special trade. They're a special trade. They're equivalent to a legendary in the whole max battle system. But from what I'm hearing and for what I also experience, yes, I'm in a much more fortunate situation than you. And there's a whole thing with different communities and how they operate and platforms and what they do. But the max spots probably affected you vastly more than they did here in London, because we, as I said, had several circumstances where we waited at a double stop for the top of the hour refresh, and then only one turned to another Gigantamax Gengar and the other one turned to something else. Here, it's not too much of a problem, because some people even were jumping into the Beldums and God knows what, because you're just in a big train, so you got people going in, hey, why the hell not?
Certainly for Gengar. Beldum was a useful counter.
People jumped into Squirtles and God knows what, because it was a big crowd. Everyone was like, yeah, why not burn the max particles and have a fun day? Each to their own, I would say, but that's not so much of a problem here in a big city, but maybe in a lesser populated area where the max spots are more sparse and they do rotate a lot. And I think there was an issue during the start of Gengar's reign where spots weren't appearing properly, certainly through Campfire. People noticed that the max spots weren't appearing through Campfire like they were in the map.
Yeah.
So then they didn't refresh properly. And then I think initially somewhere in APAC on the Saturday, there was a drastic drop to start with of the rate of Gigantamax Gengar appearing on Saturday. Then it was fixed and corrected.
That makes sense, because when I was looking at Saturday first thing, there's hardly anything on the map at all. Absolutely.
That was it. And it's been a bit problematic. Like, it's not just through, it's more obvious through Gigantamax Gengar as a sort of special weekend. But if you pop onto Campfire during the week, you will notice that there are some max spots that are there that aren't really there because they're waiting to spawn in 17 hours.
You see them as you're on the map. You see them on the map that saying this spot will open in so many hours.
But there is a bit of a clash. I've noticed when it says, hey, this spot here has this on it, you go, well, it doesn't just yet.
No, actually, if you look in active battles, it will show you what's going to spawn on it if you actually scroll.
The other thing, actually, is if you look now, I don't know if it's on the back of the Gengar thing. Hopefully they fixed it by the time this episode releases. But at the moment, you can have completely different max battles at power spots compared to another trainer.
Yes, one of my local community actually asked if that was a thing.
So there's no coordination that your pot luck, because I walked around today and I had a Squovet at the one that's near me, but then I checked somebody else who was out and they had a Beldum. Like, how are you supposed to battle together if you have completely different? And there's everything's available. So there's 8 or 10 different things. Anyway,
Imagine if you showed up in the same lobby, but you're both battling through different
things. It's very weird. But getting back to the attempt of Gigantamax Gengar, yes, I was able to actually go and attempt some of these thanks to another insane squad out for the weekend in central London. They had 200 plus people in for the Saturday. Crazy turnout. It felt like 2016 vibes going there. It was immense, honestly. Now, immediately it was more noticeable that the Gengar was vastly easier to take down than what I saw the starters being however many weeks back.
Oh yeah, because you didn't actually attempt any of these.
Didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
No, exactly. So I had to rely on people posting their videos. But
I didn't
honestly
even bother posting a video. It was that bad.
It still felt a bit weird. And having this as my first attempt at a Gigantamax battle, sometimes my Pokemon would be absolutely fine, no problem. We'd take it down really quickly. Sometimes the Gigantamax Gengar would one-shot your entire team and you'd be stuck.
If the battle lasted, I think it's more than 5 minutes, it kind of enraged and just started one-shotting every...
No. I mean, like, it one-shot my team inside of 20 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So, and I had level 40 powered up max moved Pokemon. And it's more to do with the randomization of when the Dynamax or Gigantamax boss unleashes its moves.
Well, somebody tanked me in your team, though, because normally it will attack the tank. If somebody's shielding, it will kind of bait.
I have no idea, because I just looked and it was like, right, there's another Shadow Ball coming, dead. Shadow Ball, dead. Dark Pulse, dead. And everything was super effective versus my team. And
you shouldn't go with Sobbles then.
Level 40 Sobble. So quickly you see the top number of what is like 120 Pokemon suddenly dip to like 50. Bang,
wow.
Like that instantly. You think, this is I just looked around and people have maxed out teams. I mean, there were some people bringing in Wooloo, who we carried. Now, that only became a problem towards the tail end of perhaps the Saturday and the Sunday, where you didn't have such a massive crowd and you were lingering between sort of 50 to 65 people. So you had one full lobby and one not full lobby, but you can't organize and set it up so you say, right, 30 people jump in here, 30 people jump in here, because you have to wait.
To let one battle
you have to wait,
start,
don't you? You have to let one go and hope that everybody hits ready. And I swear to God, there was always one person, 39 out of 40 ready. Like, who is this human? What are you doing? But that thing did require a bit of coordination and also a bit of sacrifice in a weird way. So it was good to see the community kind of banding together and trying to help people out. So some people would jump into a full lobby of 40, take it down to yellow, and then like 10 people would bail and reset for the next wave, as it were. So there are ways around it, but it just feels a bit clunky, if that makes sense.
It does make sense, but that is the polar opposite to my experience, because my community... Again, we struggled to get people out. We got a slightly higher number for Gengar than we did for the starters, which was nice. We had a group of 11 trainers, which actually wasn't too shabby. And we could the first attempt at the first Gengar, we all got wiped out. I was actually really impressed with my community. People were discussing, strategizing, doing everything that they should.
Yeah.
And people knew their roles. But the first attempt, we got obliterated. And it wasn't because of the move that the Gengar had, because, of course, the sort of charge move was rotating as well. The second time, with the exact same number of trainers and the same teams, we cleared it, I think, with like 25 Pokemon left.
Still in, yeah.
Which was a result. The problem that I encountered with my community is, and I get it, people don't always have the ability to spend money on this game. So once they'd used their 800 MP to battle the Gigantamax Gengar, they're like, right, that's me done. I can't do anymore. I can't afford to buy any particles. I can't afford to buy any packs. So it was a case of one and done, which was frustrating. So we did try a second one with just, I think it was 7 or 8 of us, and we got it most of the way down, but we couldn't get it down a second time with that number of trainers.
Okay.
So
yeah, because the reports were you could quad Gigantamax Gengar, but you need maxed out level 50 Pokemon, strong counters, max moves, all to the top tier, and coordinating with Max Guard. And it was actually a similar story with people shouting like, oh, drop Max Spirit or whatever. The rule of thumb that went around really was if you already had a Gigantamax, which a lot of the
You
Central
take
London
it
crew
in because
did,
it's more powerful than
you
the
take that
Dynamax.
in
Yes.
and you do the damage.
Yep.
The people who don't have a Gigantamax, like me at the day, were operating Max Spirit and Max Guard.
Yes. Yeah.
That's kind of how the coordination went down.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was a muchly improved, I would say, experience, albeit, and noticed very quickly, the Pokecoin total just collapsing. It just collapsed. And you don't, you say it's equivalent to a raid pass, but honestly, on a raid weekend, I don't think I've seen my raid.
Well, you got to remember, on a raid weekend, you get the 5 free.
You get the item.
And then if you've got a ticket, you get another 8. Whereas here,
the thing
there
is
was
that you
nothing free other than your
pre-buy
800
your
MP
passes.
or your 1000 MP.
So I don't know whether it's just the fact you can't hold on to that many max particles, so you have to buy them constantly, and you're constantly chucking the pack in. It's much more noticeable that you are spending your Pokecoins on this.
Do you know what I think they'll do probably in the future? And, because you have to do these in person, and that's fine. I've got no issue with that. Is maybe they'll do Gigantamax raid days, and there might be a ticket for it. And
there is going to be Max Battle Days next season.
Yeah, I think you're on the money.
Yeah, might you get like 8,000 particles. Do you know what I mean? As part of the ticket, and actually, if you have to use them on the day, that's fair enough. But it gives a bit of substance, so you can do 10 of them. And if some people gift them, at least, like you say, you haven't got the issue of people necessarily.
I think a battle day might be interesting because, especially if it's a 3-hour sort of condensed window, people are going to be more inclined to go out. But we know you didn't manage to do any, unfortunately, Mark. How many battles did you do, Whitfield?
I think I got about, it was either 48 or 49 in over the 2 days.
Wow. Okay. And how many shinies did you get out of that?
2.
Okay.
And this is something I will notice is, those who managed to take down the Gigantamax starters last weekend were reporting really good shiny rates, tons of shinies for
really
people, like loads and loads of them. It took me 28 Gigantamax Gengar battles to get, and 2 days to get 1 shiny, and a lot of the people in the crew were saying, the shiny rate seems a bit low. Shiny rate seems a lot worse than last time. That was a constantly reoccurring comment. So I think what they've done, sneakily, perhaps, is yes, you can have this battle much easier to take down, but we're trading that for the shiny rate.
Never mentioned
so we
the shiny
still
rates,
get.
Did they, in the
no, they didn't, but they don't necessarily have to.
No.
It's
Of course
weird when
no.
you have a group of 200 people reporting the same thing. Obviously, there are some people who have crazy good RNG who get, like, I think David, who was with us, David Silverman, got 2 in 2 battles. But that was on the Saturday.
Yeah, he always does that. Doesn't count with David.
He'd done his battles on the Thursday, so he was kind of owed those shinies, as it were.
Nobody's owed anything in this game.
I would have died.
You know what I mean? In the rules of like numbers.
Mark was going to go there as well if I hadn't
RNG.
said it.
Goodness me, I've got the grammar police over here tonight.
No,
have I?
no, it's not the grammar police. It's Milo. Like you got to appreciate. I'm sat here very annoyed listening to this conversation. I'm the polar opposite of you all having and Ian is in the middle of that traffic light of experiences.
Yes.
I've gone out of my way to have a go at this event, and I've ultimately failed. So when I hear people moaning about shiny rates, I haven't got the time for that. Because
Mark would just take a regular GMax Mark.
I'll just have a regular Gigantamax Gengar, thank you. Because, it's just... And I'll be trading for them. So
I was going to say, we might have a 48. I'm sure you can trade one.
I just want to use special trades. I'll use my special trades for Gigantamax Pokemon, please. And, because that's why I'm so passionate about it, Milo. I'm not having a go at you because, this could be any event.
It is frustrating, isn't it? When
it is frustrating. It is frustrating, and I've never been more frustrated than this because we all joked about elite raids hopefully being a thing of the past. This is no different.
This is the new
this is the new elite raids. And I just, hearing your stories, Ian, actually, that's made me feel maybe a little bit more feeling like I couldn't have done it, even if I got 6 or 7 people together. That you're having trouble doing that with 10, 11, and these people understand the mechanic.
Yes.
And that's the danger is a lot. I don't understand the mechanics. When you're talking about shielding, max healthing, max doing all, I know nothing about it. So,
because you wouldn't have had an opportunity to try it.
And the danger is if I could have got 6 or 7 people together to do it, hypothetically speaking, they would have probably got annoyed with me trying to set it up if no one's got an idea what they're doing. And I think that's also the fear.
It's difficult, and there's a very, very steep learning curve on these, the max battles in general. But going from 1 and 3-star battles straight to these 6-star battles, it is literally like that. is crazy.
So, guys, be kind with me when I'm with you in London, because I will be the novice going, right, what does this mean, boys?
One thing I will say before, and you've got like 2 weeks to sort out, start powering up your good Dynamax Pokemon. You really do.
He's already started.
Yeah, you really do want level 3 on pretty much everything if you can.
It's on the first 2 of the most important ones, aren't they? So if you look at it left to right,
you need your attack, and I think you need your max guard, but if you can unlock both,
you see, I think the healing is good, but somebody that's got level 3 healing can actually heal everybody, so that's not too essential.
So I'm excited, but Milo, I wasn't having a go at you directly. I just get.
And there was a little bit of jeepery.
I just get frustrated, especially when I want to.
No, I know.
Try
and
it.
It is frustrating because
the
these were noticeably easier than the starters. There's no discussion
but
around
I
that.
still don't think we're quite there, and it comes back to that point. A lot of people, including us last week, said feels like Gigantamax has arrived too soon.
Yes, people didn't have time to prepare. Now the majority of people that are interested kind of
much better, I think, if they'd said the first Gigantamax is coming with the Go Wild area, and we just had Toxtricity as the first Gigantamax, and they gave us a lot of heads up with the article and everything. We know we've got the Max Monday on.
Yeah, and we discussed this last week. There was for
Drillbur, get those battles in for Toxtricity. You need them as counters, because apart from that, I think only Metagross with psychic moves will work properly.
That would be okay against it, but really you do want the ground type of Drillbur.
But that would have given us 2 months to kind of do your bits and pieces and stuff, whereas suddenly dropping in 3 starters last week was kind of OTT, and even with Gengar now...
It was over the top. They should have just focused on one and done them over maybe 3 weekends.
Yeah.
They look amazing, though. That's probably why I'm more frustrated, because the Gigantamax, we said this last week, the designs are absolutely lovely, aren't they?
They're great looking models. But you've also got to remember, not every Pokemon has a Gigantamax form, so again...
the select few.
Yes.
Oh, I'm excited for the wild event. This is going to be good.
It's going to be good.
Toxtricity Gigantamax is fabulous.
It does look good. But boys, that's what we've thought about these GMax Gengar battles, but we've had a WhatsApp message about them. And Dwayne, Dell Hazard X has been on with his feedback about GMax Gengar.
Hello lads, Dell Hazard here. It's been a while since I sent a voice note in, so I thought I would and give an update on my thoughts on the Gigantamax raids. We've now had 2 events with the starters and Gengar, and at the moment I'm not the biggest fan of them. I do acknowledge that I'm quite lucky to live in London and have great community ambassadors, so we pretty much always get the numbers for these kind of things, so I'm not taking that for granted. But I know on the first week with the starters, the catch rate was low. I know that's been addressed now, but it was really frustrating at the time. I had a Blastoise run for me, and then I ended up having to spend money, obviously my own choice, to get one in the decks. And then it was far better for Gengar though. Lots of people seem to be catching their Gengars and getting the shinies and hundos, which was awesome to see. But I'm just not that into it. I just see it as another event, another reason to meet up with friends and hang out, and that's always good. So I just want to share my kind of plan of action for this feature, because I won't completely ignore it. So as you know, there's only a few Pokemon that actually have a Gigantamax form. So for those ones that will likely come to these big kind of events or releases, I'll aim to get like 1 to 3 of them for the decks and for team building if we need, Den meta down the line, you need 3 good Gigantamax Gengars or something. And then for anything else that doesn't have a Gigantamax form, I'll just raid those in my normal daily rotation, as long as they're soloable, of course. So things like Beldum and Drillbur, and try to get something good with those. And when I do, I'll invest in those to 40 or 50, depending on whether it's a hundo or not. And then we can use those to raid going forward. And, like you guys said, it's like a new feature and everyone's kind of starting from ground zero. So eventually we'll all have decent counters if we're able to do them, if there continues to be good soloable Dynamax Pokemon anyway. But yeah, I also was just kind of thinking, it seems like a missed opportunity with the release of Dynamax raids. I know people have spoken before, and I think the same thing about there needed to be an update to the existing raid battle system, And, it's just like you go into a raid, the Pokemon that you're facing gets massive, and then you tap away. Sounds a lot like Dynamax raids and Gigantamax raids. I know there's a bit more like thought with the Max Guard and the heal and whatever, but it kind of just feels like a missed opportunity to actually upgrade the existing system to include Dynamax and Gigantamax. I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, hope that all makes sense. And looking forward to the wild area at least. It will be good to see you all. So yeah, take care.
Thanks very much for sending that in, dude. And yeah, I can say I was there with Dwayne on the Saturday, and David and Shan did a couple, for a bit, and then went to the pub.
Can't fault them, really, to be fair.
Can't fault them for that.
Yeah, thanks for sending the message in, Dwayne. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think that strat is probably quite sound and going to be echoed a lot through the Pokemon Go community just because of how difficult these are to do and to coordinate, etc. Certainly at the moment, and it's much more obtainable to just do the regular 1 stars or 3 stars on the go daily as you can do. So yeah, I'm fully behind that.
Well, good news, everyone. There's only 28 Gigantamax left for them to release in the game. So
there you go.
It's going to take another 3 or 4 years, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Roadmap, Ian, was it?
Yes.
2038 by the time we get to the last ones.
But
yes,
is Toxtricity, Milo, higher or lower than Drilbur? I think it's time Mark took us into this week's game.
It's a lot higher. It's Gen 8, dude.
It's a segue, Whitfield.
It's not a generation game.
Play your dicks right.
I'll play your dicks right.
Oh, sunshine. Well, we are going to play a game, and I actually won a game last week, which...
You did a thing.
I did a thing for the first and last time this year.
A la last week, if you don't introduce this game like the doll from Saw...
Oh, yes, you said you were going to, yes.
Okay. Going to play a game.
Milo sent me something on Instagram with that little puppet.
It's that little Billy the Doll, isn't it?
There are razor blades all over the floor. It's just like
Oh,
big
what was it?
razors.
Yeah. It was an Instagram reel where it said what it's like living with a toddler, and it was the doll like harassing this guy. And it's like he just wakes him up in bed, and it's like, what's going on? And the doll goes, "You are completely surrounded by primed mouse traps."
I just find that the noise is it's just so weird, isn't it?
Welcome to Play Your Decks.
Well, there we go. It is Play Your Decks Right. Yes, I did a thing. I won a game. It'll be the last time this year and the first
Sounds
time
like
this
the
year.
laugh from Rent-A-Ghost.
Oh, Rent-A-Ghost.
Great service.
Have you ever felt like this? Where strange thing... Oh, that's around the twist.
That was around the twist.
Rent-A-Ghost.
Have you ever felt like this? How strange things happen.
Are you going round the twist? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, 90s TV shows for 100, please, Mark.
Let's do it. I might do a quiz on that, actually. 90s TV shows. Right.
So, bit of unfair advantage because Milo was not around in most of the 90s.
To be fair, mate, I love going down memory lane. It'll be quite good fun. But on that note, we're going to play Your Decks Right. It is the game. Well, I'm going to pick a Pokemon, usually, it'll be for the same generation, and I want you to tell me if it's higher or lower. So, for example, if I said Bulbasaur, and then I said Mewtwo,
Classic one.
is Mewtwo higher or lower than Bulbasaur? The correct answer is obviously higher. They're at different ends, bookmarking Kanto. Is that right, Milo? Oh no, actually it's Mew, isn't it?
Yeah, Mew bookends. Mew's 151.
Mew is 151. So we're going to start it off. And we're going to have 3 rounds. So don't worry about getting it wrong. It's not the first person who loses is out. We're going to do 3 rounds. And obviously, if we get to the end and you were deadlock there, then we'll come up with something maybe a little bit different to sort it out.
Oh, we won't be.
No, we won't. So, Ian, I'm going to let you go first, my man. And Milo is obviously going to go second.
Bring up the rear.
So we're going to start with Kanto, because as we say, the game loves Kanto.
You just want to embarrass a host.
Go back
Get Kanto one wrong.
Do you know what, though? It's crazy when we go, round 2 will stay in Kanto. And everyone's going, nice! Don't do it. So, Ian, I'm going to start with Ekans for you. So, Ekans is your starting point. And I would like to know, is Spiro higher or lower than Ekans?
I think Spiro is higher.
Ian, you're wrong. It's lower.
Fantastic start.
Ekans is Dex entry 23, Spiro 21. Right. So, Milo,
Close.
we're going to go over to you now. So, I want to know, starting Pokemon is Sandshrew. Lovely Pokemon,
Your
Sandshrew.
favourite Dex
there.
number?
It sure is. But I want to know, is Pikachu higher or lower than Sandshrew?
I have a sneaking suspicion that Pikachu is higher than it.
Well, Milo, it's actually lower than Sandshrew.
And you laughed at me!
Sandshrew is obviously this boy's favourite number,
27.
27. Pikachu is 25. So,
There you go.
might you have to delete your last shiny Pikachu caught because
That's
of that?
all right. That would have been a witch hat.
That ain't going anywhere. So we're into round 2, and both you boys are tied for the lead. Well done after the first round on
That's a
0.
good start.
Bad as each other. Well done, Whitfield.
Planned.
Let's keep it simple. We're going to go to Johto for the second round. Gen
Course,
2.
the generation we all love.
Nice.
So, Ian, I'm going to start with your favourite Pokemon in Johto, which is Chinchu.
Yes.
So, Ian loves a shiny Shundo Chinchu. But Ian, I want to know, is Ariados higher or lower? The one you don't know the shiny colour of yet. Is Ariados higher or lower than Chinchu?
Yeah, I would say it's higher.
Ian, Ariados is lower than Chinchu.
So I was correct with the wrong sound effect.
Chinchu is Dex entry 170 and Ariados is 168. Milo.
Yes.
Right, I'm going to start with your favourite Pokemon in Johto, which is Apom. Yeah, we know you love Apom.
Love that.
You love
hideous
an Apom.
thing.
The hideous thing. But Milo, I want to know, my man, is Yanma higher or lower
Ooh.
than Apom?
Ooh. That's a tricky one. I think Yanma is higher than Apom.
Milo, you're correct. It is.
Yes.
Apom is Dex entry 190. Yanma is 193. Well done.
Lovely.
So it's only right that we go back to... No, we'll go back to Kanto. That'd be cruel. Let's go to Hoenn.
Cruel and Kanto.
Hoenn, Ian, you need to get this right to stay in the game. So, Ian, I'm going to pick C-Dot as your starting point.
The best Pokemon.
Yay.
Yay. Ian, I want to know, is Nuzleaf... I'm only joking. Imagine that. I want to know, Ian, is Taylor Swift higher or lower
Taylor
than
Swift.
C-Dot?
Nice.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a clean sweep of higher.
Ian, you've got one right. Well done.
I'm playing the rule of thirds.
Yeah, Taylor Swift is Dex entry 276. C-Dot is down there at 273. So we do go into the final one. 1-1. Milo, the final round for you.
Uno. Let's go.
So one of your favourite Pokemon in this generation is Shroomish because of its boosted Stardust, Milo.
So you can't go Trico, can you?
No. Imagine that. But I want to know, it's just had a spotlight hour. Is Surskit higher or lower than Shroomish?
Ooh. I think Surskit is lower than Shroomish.
You sure, Milo? You're locking
As sure
it
as
in?
as sure as I can be.
You're correct, Milo. It is.
Yay.
Shroomish is Dex entry 285 and Surskit is Dex entry 283. Milo.
Well played, Whitfield.
With the
I
W.
didn't really put
2-1.
much of a fight up there, did I?
What a surprise that the mushroom is higher.
I like it. The mushroom is higher.
Yeah, it was very good there, Milo. Very good. So 2-1, that is, to Milo. Well done, Milo. Good effort, Ian.
He got a point.
It really wasn't.
Ian's like, shut up, Mark. Well, that concludes the game. That was nice and swift. Very good.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor, I like that, Taylor. Do you like that, Taylor
Swift. Nice. We're done playing the game.
So, boys, you want to give some tickets away to go wild?
Do we have to?
Yeah.
Well,
Milo!
well, we're not just going to give them to your friends in E-League. Let's give them
It's
to
not
the
Christmas just yet.
Well, judging by my background, it might be.
So yes, as we alluded to at the beginning of the show, and as you may have seen on socials, if you are listening to us for the first time off of the back of our giveaway, now is a time where you can actually get to enter our competition to win a ticket for the Go Wild Global giveaway.
Oh my God.
Noise.
We're doing a thing. We're doing a thing.
We are doing a thing.
Nice.
Hashtag sponsored.
Hashtag sponsored. To our amazing listeners, still listen to us on the show, and you need to be if you want to enter this competition. We're not going to put this in the first minute of the runtime. You need to dig deep and keep your ears open. Oh, that's a bit. Was that Henry? Was it a bit home slicing there?
It was JT Valor.
Oh, was it?
You can just tell the JT one because he goes, "Whoa."
But no, we are doing this giveaway, as Ian's mentioned then. And how do you win them? How do you enter? Well, we're going to keep it nice and simple. We're going to make it
You
tricky.
have to ride a unicycle through a wall of fire.
whilst filming yourself.
in portrait mode.
In portrait mode. While taking on Gigantamax Toxtricity solo.
Solo,
That'll be too
yes,
late then, won't it?
Oh, yeah, it would
All
be,
right,
wouldn't it?
you had to do it last weekend with Gengar.
Yeah, you have to have done it last week, knowing all that before now. So if you haven't entered out, it's too late.
Or actually,
no.
shall we make it so people can actually enter now?
Sure.
Go on then. Let's be fair. Oh, hashtag fair as well. But no, we are going to have on our social medias a place where you can DM us with it. But there's a word that you must DM us, and that is the word which gives you the entry to this competition. There was a key word mentioned in the show.
Well, there will be in a minute.
There will be in a minute. Let's keep your ears open for this one. But you must DM us only on X or email contact with this keyword. Yeah, and the post is locked down, so you can't just put it on there and help everybody out.
Yeah,
lockdown,
do not
hashtag
post
2020.
it on our social. You must, as Mark said, DM us or email us.
Go on, Milo. I believe you've got a word or something you want to.
I have a word. I've plucked it from an episode of months gone by. And the word is, folks, if you DM this word to us or email it to us, this will get your entry. Monochromatic.
And it needs to be spelt correctly as well. So
I think we can let them off. Not doing hashtag clarify the spelling because I'm going to control the soundboard.
No, but it really is that simple. We're going to keep it quite simple. We need that word. We need you to either DM us on X. It's important that you don't do it on Instagram or Threads. DM us on X or email us at our regular email address, which is contact@incensedpodcast.com.
And we're going to give a full week for you guys to send in your, well, I mean, you know what the word is, the message or the email.
What's the word again?
Closing will
again?
be monochromatic. And that full week concludes on November the 17th at 11:59 p.m. Let's say local time because it's going to be easier. Sure.
Yeah, basically when we wake up Monday, that's it. We'll stop.
Yeah, exactly. We'll
compiling.
start checking on the 18th.
Yeah.
So if you haven't got it in by then, bad luck.
Yep.
bye-bye.
Head to the in-game shop instead.
And if you are a lucky winner, you will hear back from us via the same way you entered. So if you sent us a DM on X, you will hear back from us on X with your code. If you're a lucky draw, the prize is we have 5 of these codes to give away, and the prize is 1 code per person if you're picked.
Seriously, this is an amazing opportunity for us to do this to our loyal listeners. And you know, we have said it before, it is a hashtag sponsor. We are very fortunate to be in a position to do this, but I think it's such a nice opportunity for us to do this. And we do thank Niantic for the opportunity to do this, if I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah,
Thank you
they gave us
for
the codes
allowing
to
us
give
to
away,
do this.
yeah.
Absolutely. And it'd be lovely to think there'd be someone out there listening to the show that goes, do you know what? I can't afford £11, £12 or whatever is the local equivalent in the currency. $11.99 and
Expensive ticket, yeah.
Expensive ticket, and maybe you'll get one for free if you take part in it. But yeah, it's nice to do something for the first time on the show, something to this level. Enter,
Yeah, and
please.
thank you to Niantic for giving us the codes to be able to give away.
It's so exciting. I'm actually looking forward to
I know,
this.
it
It's
is
gonna be
really
nice
fun.
to-
Well, speaking of
it is
lucky
actually,
draws,
Shinies of the week.
So, to kick off our favourite section of the show, diving into our Patreon exclusive Discord, Silver Tier member Steve in Norway has written the following. Thanks to Kiwi Steve 007 on the other side of the planet for the egg that gave me a shiny Halloween Vulpix. Left it on the top of a mountain. Let's see how long the spooky Halloween costume protects it from the cold and the snow. So yes, it's a shiny Halloween costumed Vulpix. Very lovely shiny. Hatch or egg received from Hamilton, Waikakeo, or whatever it's called in New Zealand. Sorry, I'm really bad at pronouncing places. But hatched in Norway and now abandoned. Oh my goodness me. I am not even going to attempt the name of that gym. Good luck to you, little Vulpix. May you stay alive.
yes, well done, and good luck, Vulpix. Next one up is from Kiwi Steve 007, and Whitfield, you are not unique.
Funny that.
Sorry?
Funny
Yeah,
that.
you're not unique. The message reads, thanks at barside2_mystic. Hope it's a great trip. Hashtag Pokemon Go. Hashtag shiny Pokemon. Hashtag shinies a week. And Kiwi Steve got, unsurprisingly, the shiny Sorry Chew.
Oh, nice. Lovely.
Nice.
So as Jose Mourinho would say, you're not special, Milo.
Milo,
It's,
you're not
I'm-
special.
I'm
You're not
very much
special.
aware.
Oh, Milo. Don't put yourself down like that. We love you. So anyway,
He's gone.
all right.
He's walked
Come
out.
back, Milo, come on. Hey, here he is. So Rimon has also been in contact with us on X at RimonPaul12. It's Diwali season, so wasn't able to play much, but got one shiny Spiritomb from only 3 checks.
That's good.
Nice.
Yeah, GG's.
I've got another year without getting one, so well done. Didn't get the aforementioned Sari Chew, so kind of bummed, but you did make up for it because, yes, close your ears, Ian. 4 shiny Zaruas from the event.
Nice. Wow.
A shiny Bombabit. What was it? Bombabird?
Bombirdier.
I can't read it because it just says BON on it as the bit's been blanked out. A shiny Rowlet with the costume, shiny female Frillish, the aforementioned shiny Spiritomb, a Rogue Fampi which shined as well, but these are the ones.
Nice.
2 Witcher Chews, shiny, which is lovely, and a shiny Farfetch'd, which
That's really
should
rare.
have been in the
Galarian
research, wasn't it?
Farfetch'd, yeah.
I think there was an encounter in the research, wasn't there? I don't know if it was the Master Ball research or it was the other Gala one, but there was. I certainly got a Farfetch recently. I can't remember how I got it, but it shined for you. So well done.
That is a great
Rimon.
haul. Well done. GG's.
That is an immense haul. And, well, now sticking in the hashtag Shinies of the Week channel over on Discord, the man, the myth, and the legend of Barside 2, who trekked over to India for the Festival of Lights event, has written 3 shiny Sari Pikas, all on Sunday and within 2 hours. Also got a hundo on the last day as well. And he's got a lovely little triple collection there of Sari Chews. So, dude, big congrats.
Congrats,
I feel it's
Paul.
deserved from
Yeah.
travelling over there.
Congrats, Paul. My next one is from Mark Bailey, and it's not really a Shinies of the Week, but Fans of the Week's been hashtagged, so we'll read it out. Mark Bailey said, at Incensed Podcast, finally! Not sure it counts as a hashtag Shinies of the Week, but hit level 50 of the week while listening to Sunday's episode. Lucky Egg and XP tipped it over. So,
They
yeah.
actually hit level 50.
He hit level 50,
Congrats.
yes, while listening to our show. If not, here's my shinies from the Halloween event. We'll shout the Halloween event shinies out. Shiny Absol, shiny Witcher, shiny Inkay, shiny Froakie, another shiny Inkay, and I'm sorry, you got a shiny Woobat as well. Okay.
Could be worse.
Well, we'll round this out on X, and Fizguera24, that's at Ultra Instinct 42, has simply said, at Incense Podcast, insane timing. Emoji face smiling with stars for eyes. Caught the shiny Moltres today after having a non-shiny Zapdos bolt on me, literally in capital letters, 6 minutes prior. Emoji face with a little tear coming out of one eye. Hashtag shines of the week. But yes, the journal confirms it. Galarian Zapdos ran away at 8:53 a.m. and at 8:59, Galarian Moltres decided to appear and shine.
Nice.
That's insane.
2498 CP. Great for that GBL league in between the bottom one and the middle one.
Ultra.
Well
Ultra
done.
League.
That's fantastic. Ultra. Well done, Ian. I didn't know what it was. It's a beautiful thing. I've got to say, I do love Shiny Moltres. It looks very good.
It is
Very
it's,
good
it's a nice
indeed.
shiny. It is. They're
Well
all
done.
nice, actually, to be fair.
I've got to let you boys into a little secret. I was going to mention this to you last week, but as we talk about that, I used my third Master Ball last week.
Did you find a Sawaddle?
Now, I got a Galarian Moltres, the one that I've never... Well, it ran for me the only 2 times I've seen it before, and I decided just to do it. So I used my third Master Ball on my Galarian Moltres. I now have one of
Wowza.
each.
So you've got your fourth
Wowza,
Master
dude.
Ball on the way anyway, haven't you? I'm sure.
He's got one purple ball left.
But hey, yeah, they're brilliant. Great Shiners of the Week. Well done, everyone.
Smashing,
Absolutely.
peeps. Well done.
That's some good shinies there. And, well, we're hoping for some good results. I've got a feeling I'm going to lose. It's the results of the Incensed poll.
The boys have shared the reality TV shows that they'd love to take part in. These are the choices. Which would you like to try the
I think the
most?
question wasn't love to, it had to, I think the question was.
Had to take part in.
Got to make it sound better.
Yeah, it sells it more, I guess.
It sells it more. But only 31 people voted on this one. So I should have used the same hashtags. Maybe that could have driven a bit of interest. However, in third place, with 23% of the vote, we had The Apprentice. In second place, with 35% of the vote, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Oh, there you go.
Which means with 42% of the vote, and they're all close, to be fair, not a lot in it across the spread. We had Hunted. So there we
Good
go.
win.
That to
good
be fair,
win.
is, that's definitely, it had to be the
That
winner.
would have been the one I voted for.
It would be quite good if the three of us were on Hunted.
I'll tell you the one we'd be really good at, actually. And David Silverman commented on it. He said, out of the options given, I'd say Hunted, but the best one would be Race Across the World. That would be
That would be good.
Lucy Davis has said, I'm a Celebrity only to meet Anton Deck and Milo. Laughy face, only joking. Only just,
Good guess.
He's the most famous YouTuber, told us that.
Lee
It's all been
Bancroft.
downhill in a year.
It's good to be there at some point, Milo. Lee Bancroft, I envy you. Lee Bancroft put, my first choice of TV show would be the one where you're on a desert island. I'd love to see if I'd be able to survive. I think
What's
I
that,
could.
Naked and Afraid?
But out of the options, Hunted would be my second choice. Mike Griffin's put, none of them was expecting to see Grand Tour. Laugh out
It's not a
loud.
reality TV
Not
show.
reality.
Not a reality
TV
show,
show.
no. Come on, Mike. Charlie, if it was, the boys would have known that. They'd have been all over that. They'd be drawing rock, paper, scissors to see who could put it in.
With real rock, paper, and scissors.
Ian always goes rock first, though.
Actually, I guess we could have said Clarkson's Farm. That's reality.
Oh, it's good, isn't it? That is.
Or are you going to be a car park attendant?
No.
Charlie Todd's actually put a bit of a twist on Milo's choice. Not going to lie, I'm a YouTuber. Get me out of here would be amazing.
Oh, throw us all together. That'd be great.
And then Mark Bailey, Mark always like pulls it together, doesn't it? At the end, with his comments. Mark's put, Hunted from this selection. The others don't appeal to me at all, even though I'd probably get caught in a few minutes. One I would go on, though, given the chance, would have been The Circle when it was in the UK. I don't think I'd have much of a chance on anything else. Oh, he's
I
put
have
a little
no
emoji
idea what that even
No.
is.
of a cat and a fish. The Circle was people in self-contained apartments, and basically they would engage with people through media and then agree if they wanted to meet with them, depending on how they connected.
I'll pick Hole in the Wall instead. Over that.
Thanks for everyone who got involved. We love it when our listeners, in real time, get
Smashing.
involved with the poll. So, yeah, fantastic. Good result.
And thank you, Mark, for bringing that to us. That brings us to the end of episode 196 of the Incensed podcast. We are inching closer to that, magical number of 200, which we're planning something special for you. And literally, it's not far away, people. It's not far away. But thank you very much for listening. Don't forget to reach out to us on any of our socials with any of your Shiners of the Week stories, letters to the host, or you can send us a WhatsApp message on our number of +44 759 269 5696. But that's going to do it for this week. We will catch you next week.
But wait there, Ian. There is good news.
Hold on here, Sunshine.
That's not the line.
No, this is my favourite Pokemon. Smoliv Spotlight Hour, Tuesday, November the 12th, with 2 times Evolution XP. There you are.
Get your cocktail sticks ready, people.
Can I say what now or not?
Go.
Hang on.
That's all right.
Hang on.
Just
Hang on.
yes, kind of no point.
Permission granted.
ADR it in.
No,
What?
it's all right. And on that, I can't really say bombshell. On that martini shell, we will catch you next. What are you cringing for, Whitfield?
I like that, Ian. That was good.
Martini
You put a
shell.
small in a martini, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Come on, Milo.
We'll see you next week for
Bond.
197.
Ian, I like that. That was a good twist on that, the olive. I was trying to... I like that.
James Bond goes to a bar. I'll have a martini
With a small in
with no smoliv.
Yeah, shaker with no small in.
Yeah.
Shaken with no smoliv. Smoliv.
I choose you!